You're worthless, hopeless, unloved, and you should die. That is what depression does to you. It makes you think and feel all those emotions and more. Suicide statistics from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, copyright 2016, says that in 2015, the number of deaths by suicide in Nebraska was 220 at a rate per 100,000 population, and suicide is the 11th leading cause of death overall in the state. Also, on average, one person dies by suicide every 2 days in Nebraska. Depression has the potential to kill you if you don't seek help. Today, I will define depression, diagnosing it, and overcoming it. Depression is a monster that nobody else can see, but only you can feel, and you need to be aware of what depression is. Depression, as defined by the Mayo Clinic staff, copyright 2016, is a mood disorder that causes persistent feelings of sadness and loss of interest. It can also be referred to as major depressive disorder or clinical depression. This disease affects how you think, feel, and behave. It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. Also, you may have difficulty doing day-to-day activities and possibly believe life isn't worth living. I have experienced depression firsthand. Feelings of worthlessness, loneliness, sadness, crying for what seemed to be no reason, and wanting to die succumbed me. I, of course, didn't know it was depression at the time. I just thought I was having a bad day every day. Then, one night, I decided I'd had enough of the bad days. I grabbed a knife and I attempted to commit suicide by trying to slit my wrist. I remember crying for hours. I wrote a letter to my school guidance counselor, signed my name, and marked it with an X with the blood from my wrist. That was my official cry for help. Inspirational quotes for people with depression, copyright 2016, has a very fitting quote when it comes to depression. If you're going through hell, keep going. Depression is hell, but once you know what depression is, you'll be able to get help. You can do this by seeing your healthcare provider. What is depression? American Psychiatric Association, reviewed by Rana Kirka, MD, MPH, March 2015, says that a health professional should conduct a thorough diagnostic evaluation and sometimes physical examination before diagnosing a patient with depression. A blood test may also be done to be sure there isn't an underlying medical condition causing the depression. This is true. I went through an evaluation process before I was actually diagnosed with depression. I had a physical examination, a verbal evaluation, and a written evaluation. The written evaluation was set up much like a survey, where you answer questions about sadness, worthlessness, and thoughts of wanting to die. I had to circle the number of times a day I had those thoughts, and that is how they determined the severity of my depression. Your physician should give you information on how to help you start feeling better. Most physicians will suggest staying connected, to eat healthy, exercise, do things that you enjoy or used to, and to think positive. That is some of the information I received from my physician, but I also found that keeping a journal helped me to figure out what caused my negative thoughts and actions. Now that you know the process of being diagnosed, you'll be on your way to overcoming depression. Overcoming depression can be accomplished with medication, therapy, a good support group, and believing in yourself. My depression, like most, was a chemical imbalance. I was put on an antidepressant, went to therapy once or twice a week for a long time, and learned to believe in myself. It took a lot of positive action from me, and honestly, it wasn't easy. I'm thankful for the great support from my family and friends. I wouldn't be here without them. Depression Recovery, an overview from WebMD, copyright 2016, says that about 19 million Americans are living with depression, and about 80% of those people who get treatment say that it works. WebMD got that information from the National Institute of Mental Health. Although you may feel better, your symptoms may not go away completely, but you will know how to cope with them better. I hope that I was able to better inform you about depression and that there is hope to overcome it once you've been diagnosed. It really is a monster that too many of us have to fight for what could be the rest of our lives. Although depression is a hidden disease that nobody else can see and only you can feel, you can overcome it. All you need to know to do so is know what depression is, diagnose it, and overcome it, which I hope I have helped you with that today. Quotes about depression, copyright 2016. No, depression is the unseen, unheard, silent killer. It is the pain that is too much to cope with, too hard to deal with, and never understood. It's something you can't escape, no matter how hard you try. It always swallows you again. It constantly follows you around like black smoke, choking you from the inside out, like a lion clawing at your heart and mind, eating pieces of you until there is nothing left. By Astrid Lee Miles, Recovering is an Art. Thank you.